Oh, wow. We're live, huh? Hmm. Am I alone? I'm all by myself. Y'all better come on if I start singing.
Tell you one thing. You start singing.
I'm, I'm alone in a room. Oh, wait, my neck. Hold on. Hold on. See, that's why I need stuff early. I'm alone in my room, all by myself. Don't be the crazy one in the room, all by herself.
Mm, Lord. This Frontline News or Frontline America's Got Talent?
This is Mass Singer.
This is Mass Singer.
Yeah, it's not really me.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
no. I'm in the this not the Donna.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, that's not her.
Why can't we see Duran?
Well, welcome. Why couldn't we see you, sir?
You know what I'm
Because I was busy trying to get things kind of set up here, and we're still waiting on Yoshi, who
Mm-hmm.
has always seemed to have some technical difficulties
Mm.
at the
Only
last
her,
minute.
huh? Hmm.
Because everybody else got the link fine, but
Mm.
everybody else did. But
Mm. Mm.
we're back.
Mm.
But I'm
Well,
gonna
like
give her a few more minutes.
Donna was doing her Mass Singer bit.
I see.
And then that.
Should I play Simon Cowell and someone play Howie Mandel and
Listen, they done already
decide?
pushed the button. I don't know. I'm in Hollywood.
No,
Well, how you get to Hollywood that fast?
how did you get the
No,
golden
listen, if the
ticket?
judge is not available, it's not my fault.
If the judge is not available, you don't advance, Miss Mamas.
I am judging myself. If the judges are late, I judge myself. Boom. I push the button. I'll see you in Hollywood.
You
So
are not going to Hollywood.
you just automatically put yourself in Hollywood.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How was the judgment already?
Duran, why do we see your
You know,
beautiful, lovely?
Jason, you know what you wait on.
Yeah.
Huh?
Know what I'm waiting
Oh,
for.
that's right. I'm sorry. He's got to have that grand drum roll entrance. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know.
Our prima
I
donnas.
think Yolanda needed herself.
Our prima donnas.
See, she thought she was being slick. She thought she
I'm
was like,
sorry.
well, last, I got something for her.
Could somebody put an APB out on Yolanda? Yoshi? If anyone's out there and they see Yolanda, can you just let her know that the show is missing her?
There's a lot of people missing besides Yolanda.
Oh,
We're
well,
gonna talk about that in a minute. As soon as she gets on. Now I think I just sent her a new link, so I'm hoping that she's going to pop up. Get your camera situated before I put you on Front Street. You're not.
No. She don't have time for that. Put it on Front Street.
There you go.
Front line.
Jordan,
Jordan.
Then she got know to get on here chewing. Camera not even on her face.
The show must go on. So good evening, folks. Welcome to another edition of Frontline News, bringing you Frontline News from around America and beyond. We are so excited to be back. I know we had a little hiatus. Everybody's life is so hectic, especially during these weird economic times of $5 gas and chicken that cost almost $3, $4 a pound. It's hard times, and for a lot of us, our lives are hectic right now. But we really make it, as much of an effort as we can to try to bring you an episode at least each week where we have some pertinent, important conversations about what's going on, especially in our community, especially during these hard times. But let's get started here because it's 6 o'clock, family. Do you know where your politicians are?
I love it.
Wait, is that how he bring it in? No, wait a minute. It's no introductions. No, wait a
Oh,
minute.
I am gonna
He,
bring in the introductions. We're gonna pay
but
the
wait a
bills,
minute. You wait. I see how this
but you
show gonna
gotta.
go.
No,
You just,
we gotta start it off like how the news used to do. You know, the
but you just
news used to
straight on
come
the
on.
violence.
Remember that? It's 10
You just,
o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
you
gonna.
just, you woke up and chose violence. I don't understand
Yeah.
that.
But it's 6
Hmm.
o'clock, family. And serious. Do you know where your your family, I'm sorry. Do you know where your politicians are?
Nope.
Um, we're going to get into a deep discussion in reference to uh, missing in action, MIA politicians. And in some cases, some folks feel that their politicians are so MIA that there are wanted posters around the city of Baltimore asking, where are your politicians at? It's almost kind of like Scooby Doo, where are you? You
So I
know,
guess we the mystery van.
or in some cases, where's Waldo? You
I'm
know,
Daphne.
No,
Daphne.
you're not gonna leave me to be Thelma.
I'm Daphne.
I'll be Scooby. I'll be Scooby.
We
I'd
gonna
rather
find
be
these
Fred.
Gerard could be
politicians.
Shaggy. Shaggy?
Oh yeah, you.
Shaggy?
I'm Shaggy.
Wait a minute.
No, Donna, you need to be Thelma because you
Thelma.
always looking for
Right,
solutions.
Thelma. Right. Always right. Always got the answers. Always got the solution. Look. Got the key to the mystery. Those meddling kids.
Yeah. Let me find my glasses because without it, I can't see either.
But before we get into the conversation again, and today's topic is, have you seen your politician today? And we will possibly get into a brief conversation as to what's going on in some of these heated election positions that are out there between state's attorney's office, governor's race. Things are starting to get heated up. And in some cases, again, those who want to run for office, where are you? Where have you been at in our community? And in some cases, we may title this, What Have You Done For Me Lately?
Mm-hmm.
Um, like Eddie Murphy said in Raw, I know you used to do things for me, but what have you done for me lately? And we're going
Mm-hmm.
to ask that question, and we want the audience to participate in this because, again, there are some folks out there that are going to say, I know my politician. I got him on speed dial right here, or I got her on speed dial right here. I could get her in a heartbeat. Or there may be some folks that your politician frequents your community. But I know for most of the communities in Baltimore City, politicians are missing like the dodo bird, are extinct like the dodo bird. And in some cases, they act like dodo birds, but that's a whole other conversation. But without further ado, let's first pay the bills. This episode of Frontline News is being brought to you by BlackUSA.News, home of the Black Wall Street series with our dear brother Donnie Glover. Give a shout
Can
out
we
to
get the
Donnie
radio
Glover.
voice?
Oh, the radio voice. Really? At this time of the afternoon?
Yep. Pay the bills.
This episode is being brought to you by Black News USA, bringing you nothing but black news from around America and beyond. How's that? Is that a little better? my movie voice.
On the money.
Family, don't forget to support as we go through the program. On the bottom, there's going to be many different black businesses that we support. There also may be some black candidates as well that scroll down on the bottom. We ask that you do your research. I know that for us, Frontline News has not necessarily endorsed anyone yet, but we definitely ask that you do your research, look into these black candidates, support these black businesses. It's the only way that we can continue to keep bringing independent black media to you each and every week. And we got to thank Donnie Glover again for allowing so many folks on this platform to be able to come on and just bring you their perspective, bring you their research, bring you their programming. So thank you, Donnie. Also, if you need us in any way, we are people empowered by the struggle. You may have heard of us. We are the ones that have been calling for the resignation of Dr. Sonia Santelises. She should have been gone. Now we see that there's Republicans and everybody else wanting to jump on the bandwagon. But do understand that we have identified this because in many cases, our children have been deeply affected for many years, for decades, by the school system. And in some cases, we are products of the school system, and we understand what's going on internally with the school system currently. We've had teachers, educators, all kinds of folks get in contact with us in reference to what's going on in our school system. And we support the resignation of Dr. Sonia Santelises, as well as the dissolvement of the current school board. And we're asking for a fully elected school board, which reminds me too, we have an election coming up for the school board. Please do your research in reference to those who are looking to take, I believe it's the only 2 seats that are available for elected position in the school board. There are some fine Black community grassroots leaders that are vying for the position. We need to support them in any way. I'm not going to get into any endorsements, but again, do your research and understand that we need a change at North Avenue. And the change starts with us, by us demanding better. If we ask for nothing, we get nothing. If we command nothing, we get nothing. So without further ado, let's get into our program. Let me start off, I guess, with our American Idol. Unfortunately, season 1, she lost season 1, 2, 3, and 4, and is back again to try out again.
Wow.
For the Hollywood ticket, the golden ticket to Hollywood, Miss Donna Tebron Green.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about Yolanda, because I pushed me through. I'm in Hollywood. First of all, let me just come through with this, because Yolanda didn't even pay attention. Check it out, Yolanda.
Oh,
I peeped it. I was around. I was turning my camera off. I was around here looking for mine, but I peeped it. Don't make me go for mine.
I just had to say that. So, yes, thank you guys for joining in. I am excited about today. And yes, some of those people that we need to investigate, how about we just invite some of them on so we could get some of, I love to hear directly from their mouths, not their representatives. I like to hear their story directly from their mouths. And, in that way, if they need to get the word out, let us help get the word out. But I like to hear from them directly. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's something that we definitely have to plan. Remember, though, our show is not the cookie cutter show. You come on here, we're not pitching softball here. This is straight hardball. These pitches are going to hurt, but it's out of love. It's out of much respect for our community. So if you come on here, do you understand that we're not going to sugarcoat this? We're going to ask you questions that we feel the community needs to know. But without further ado, let's get into our next host. Our next host, former candidate for mayor of Baltimore City, future mayor of Baltimore City. I am claiming it now in the name of Jesus.
That's right.
Just an inspiring woman. Every day, I will not lie to y'all. Every day I fall more and more in love with this woman. We fight like cats and dogs sometimes, but it's out of the love of our community that many times that we have some heated debates. She is truly a peopletician. She's someone that wears her community on our heart. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce the next mayor of Baltimore City, Yolanda Pulley.
And the crowd goes, wow. That's the crowd.
Who is that? Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. It's an honor to be on here. Where did I go?
Sorry, I was trying to get you a solo action. It didn't seem to work all that well. Hold on.
Stop it. It's an honor to be here. I don't want to be on here solo. I look a hot mess. I've been sweating in heat all day long. My hair done frizzed up, all kinds of crazy mess. But guess what? We're here. And I wouldn't have it no other way. This is what a peopleticians look like. I look like everyday people. And really, Donna?
That's your excuse?
Yes.
I'll accept it.
I thought I was muted. My bad.
Oh, I thought I was too.
In order to understand the people, you have to be one of them. I look like this because I am one of the people. I was out there sweating in the hot heat all day long. So guess what? I don't need to come on here looking pretty, knowing goodness well what I've been outside doing all day. So without further ado, introduce somebody else. Jason.
All right. Well, without further ado,
Or don't.
a man that needs absolutely no introduction,
He
but
definitely
for
needs
some
introduction.
reason he wants an introduction. I don't know what to say about our next host. Um, when I first met him, and I had an opportunity to hear some of his lyrics, I mean, probably one of the dopest lyricists in Baltimore City that I've met in a long time. Truly a poet when it comes to that mic. Um, Great father, uh, great representative of people empowered by the struggle. Um, I don't know. I mean, there's just so much to say about him. I mean, we could sit here for the next 20 minutes and not bring him up like we should do, because he always wants this grand introduction. Uh, but just again, when you talk about strong Black men in Baltimore City, I've had the pleasure to meet one. And his name, without further ado, is Deron Hill. Mr. Deron Hill.
Cool. I don't know how to do the other noise.
Was she doing the booze?
No.
Did she do the booze? Like,
That's my little monkey there.
Listen, brother, it's a pleasure to be here. That's all I'm telling you. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Look, brother.
Issue that I'm gonna discuss later, but we gonna get to it.
What we got to do is 1 week, honestly. Maybe we'll take a few minutes at the end. We got to get you just like spit something, just like to throw something out there. I don't think folks really know like the level of artistry that you have. I mean, you are a poet and you know it. That's why you're sitting there like that right now. I see. That's why you chagrinning over there. You chagrinning.
Wait a minute. Maybe he should spit something for us real quick.
Okay. This is your moment to shine.
Said, noticing I was looking for warm hugs in the coldest skin. I had to do some self-reflecting. I had my moment when I seen a man in the mirror and put my soul in him. I mean,
Hey.
it's like work.
That's just something slight, huh?
That's something slight. Well, we gotta get you. We gotta get you to really do. Come on here one day and just we gonna give you your 15 minutes of fame, like and I may have a surprise for us too, because he does have a whole video out there.
Have a whole concert.
That's right. He does have a video out there, so we may want to put that video out there and let the folks see. To me, I love the imagery. I love the message in one of your songs. I'm not gonna give it away. I'm gonna just surprise the community with it. But again, when you're looking for true, strong Black men in Baltimore City, there are some still left. There are some still left, and I appreciate the work that you do for our organization and beyond. And I see the love that you put into your children, especially in this day and age. Where folks say that fathers are MIA, just like our politicians. Again, you do a great job.
Future, you teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride.
Oh, okay.
Media said in the chat, she said someone is having a birthday in a few days. Is it you, Jason?
Oh, yeah. Yolanda, Jason birthday, and also you have Father's Day coming up, so we definitely have to give a shout out.
And Juneteenth.
We have Juneteenth. Oh, and my late husband birthday too. Yeah. Happy birthday, Big Boo. Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday to
Happy birthday. You. Happy birthday to all the Geminis out there.
All y'all switch ups.
Yeah.
Stop it.
That's a whole nother show. Nother show.
Gotta give a shout out to another Gemini, Lil Ron.
My God.
Those folks have not met Lil Ron yet. Lil Ron is the son of Miss Yolanda Pulley.
Keep him in the background.
Another fine young gentleman that I've had an opportunity. I've actually done work with both him and Deron.
Keep him in the background.
Both of them have skills beyond. But let's get into the conversation. So as we started off, it's 6 p.m. Do you know where your politicians are? With so much going on in the city, it seems like either our politicians are missing in action, or in some cases, just missing, period. Because if they are found or you do see them, it seems like they don't have a connection or a clue as to get a grip to many of the issues that are going on in Baltimore City. Yolanda, you want to kind of expound on that?
It's not even the missing part for me. It's the silent part of City Hall when it comes down to certain conversations that's being added into the news, into the communities. It's the silence for me. You're not speaking out on Santa Elise. Your silence is consent. You're not speaking out on the crime. Your silence is consent. And the only thing they're doing is making us die in silence. It's not right. But see, the question that we posed on Patrick Henderson's show yesterday, do you feel like it's disrespectful to for them to put up those missing posters of Brandon Scott and Nick Mosby? My thing is it was disrespectful for you not to post the first one, which is the city administrator, Chris Shorter. He should have been the first one on a missing poster, because you have never heard this man say nothing out in public. He's standing there and he has no voice. Like, I don't even understand what we're actually paying him for. Is it disrespectful for them to show up in certain communities and not all communities? Because actually, somebody actually called me the other day and say, I found y'all mayor. I said, what? She said, I found y'all mayor. He's here copping with us at a graduation. I said, wow. Wow. So is it disrespectful that those things went up? Is it disrespectful if you don't want to put a title on the name of the person who's the seated person? That is it disrespectful for me to not to say mayor or council president or city administrator or city council woman, man? If I never see you, is it disrespectful? To me, it's not. Because if I don't see you or hear from you, why should I just call you that? Heavy is the head that carries the crown.
And I was going to say that. Donna, is that true? Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
It's very much so. And unfortunately, some people, they want to wear the crown, but can't carry the crown even in their hands. And just like Yolanda said, it's like, the silence is consent. And the disrespect is the fact that you only target certain ones. Like, they all need to be targeted, except for the ones that stand out and is in the community, because there are some that's out there in the community. And that's why I'd love for them all to be invited on. Anyone that's running for a seat currently, I would love to talk to them. I would love to talk to some of their people that they represent, because, not just, because I feel like a lot of them are just paid to be silent.
Yeah, and that's not what we pay you for. We pay you to do a job for the constituents. I think, again, we are falling back into the thing where we think that our local politicians are celebrities, and they're not. They're public servants. The key word is public servant, not serve some, not serve them, and not serve us. It's called public service. And regardless of whether you live in my district or not, and I reach out to you for help, the thing is that our taxpayers' money don't differentiate who gets what.
Right. Let me hear from the young leader, right? Duran, Mel Brooks once said, it's good to be the king, right? And those who hold these positions in many cases, act like they are the kings. Is it wrong necessarily not to address someone who is not exemplifying that leadership, that position of leadership? Is it disrespectful to go to Mayor Brandon Scott and put him in a headlock? Is it
you need to let some stuff go. You need to let some stuff go, Jason.
Is it disrespectful in some cases to not call a politician by how they want to be represented? Like, for example, Stephanie Rowland Blake one time argued with the constituent from the community because she kept calling her Stephanie instead of either madam or mayor. And she told her, she said, excuse me, I am mayor of Baltimore City. You either address me as madam or you address me as mayor. And the constituent went on to say, well, let me tell you, Stephanie. But is it really good to be the king? And does the king necessarily be respected if the king is not serving the people?
I mean, when you look at, any time or any place, look at what they did to Gaddafi. If you're not holding your place, your title, then people react the way that they do. You get what I'm saying? Like everybody looked like a king in a court full of justice.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh,
I like we got.
No, wait a minute.
Look,
Was that a Jew?
you got to go write that one down. Look. Message.
Well, you know what just popped in my head? Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
You know what I thought you was about to say? A bubble.
Yeah,
well,
but
see,
everybody,
Patrick made a very interesting point yesterday. He said heavy, when we said heavy is the head that wears the crown. He said, yeah, it's only heavy when it's rocks in the crown and not jewels.
That's the whole thing though. Like if you want to hold a particular title, you got to be held accountable to that title. You get what I'm saying?
Because it comes with responsibilities. You can't just wear the name and not have the responsibilities behind it. Because just like you said, but we're born into a society that don't hold anyone accountable. Like everyone stay hush mouth so you don't say anything and then you can change the narrative. No, I'm not hushing up to change the narrative. I'm gonna spill the beans. Sorry.
It's mighty funny that you said that because there was a news article that came out yesterday in reference to Dr. Santelisa's and our city leadership. There was a guy that got on. He said in the article that we in Baltimore are so used to disappointment, and we're so used to the disrespect, basically, that we're willing to always accept it. Versus, we should be outraged in our community about what's going on in education and what's going on with crime. We should be outraged.
What is one thing that we always battle with? We always look at the bigger issue, and we always think, within our team, it's like when something come up, we get so frustrated. Some of us sometimes because we're looking at the bigger thing, and it's like the problem is so big. What can you do? Just keep doing it, and don't shut up. Just don't. I literally feel like the only time they make any moves is when we create problems for them, and we can't create financial problems, so we create problems as far as keeps talking. They can't shut you up, so they'll make moves when you keep standing out there. They'll make moves when you keep embarrassing them. They'll make moves when you call the news on them. Like they'll make moves because you're calling, like they want you to hush. They call you shouters. They want the shouters to shut up.
Well, like I said, I'm sick of my black people dying in silence, and I'm sick of them holding it in. And I don't know what this attachment is to. It's just like when you listen to a song on the radio, you get so attached to the person that's singing the song, and you don't know them, never seen them, never had a conversation with them, but you're willing to follow them. You're willing to retweet or repost what they said or did, but they did nothing for you. You're doing it all for them. And that's what celebrities look like versus public servants. So we need to get back to the piece where we're publicly serving the people.
But the difference between the celebrities and your politicians, like the difference is like
they get paid more.
No, it's more so. Let's take the music piece for example. Like Tupac, right? He's very dear to me. You know that. You get what I'm saying? But it's all because
he's not your father, Deron.
Listen, brother. You can say what you want. You get what I'm saying? You can say what you want, but he raised me. What I'm saying is he raised me through the teachings that was in his music. Yes, he did.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you. So what you mean he raised you? What is wrong?
Yeah, I see Jada at the door.
She better go on. She
gonna have you sitting at the red table.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, keep it up.
And when was this?
It's gonna be over a Zoom meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the things that he says, and you know, the things that the way he fought, it meant something. You can see it, you can hear it, you feel it. You get what I'm saying? Now the politicians on it, like a politician, you can't name a politician you can actually point at to go, they affected me directly in a positive way. You can hardly do that because once they get in office, they scatter, they disappear. You stop. I'm gonna tell you one politician that I forgot. What is her name? Uh, she's the vice president.
Huh?
Kamala?
She,
Are you talking about Kamala?
yes, yeah,
Kamala? How you forget
Oh,
about Kamala?
oh,
she been.
Because nothing that she
oh.
does directly affects us. That's why. And
But
And
I've been seeing a lot of Kamala. What channels are you watching?
Right, right.
he ain't
I
watching TV at all.
yeah, I don't watch TV.
Let me tell
See,
you
that's the
something real
problem.
sad.
Like the problem
Right.
is you're not watching TV.
But
Let me
TV.
tell you
that's this
something.
generation. That's this younger generation. They don't get the news and information the same way that we
That's
used to.
because it's altered. That's why it's not real. It's literally altered.
We
Well,
roll past.
some folks will say the way that y'all getting news is altered because many times if it's not in a
Social media.
TikTok,
They use
right?
social
If it's
media as
not in
their
a
news
TikTok,
outlet.
right?
I
If
mean,
it's not in a TikTok or in a post, a social media post, many times y'all won't believe the hype.
but
And
see,
we're not just talking about the missing what our city elected officials are. We're talking about people that's missing, period. In your delegation and your House of Representatives and your Congress. It's everyone that's missing. All of them should have been put on a poster. Not just because people be what they see. And when we keep accepting this absence from all of them, this is the type of destruction that we get. And it was something that I was getting ready to say. I totally lost my train of thought.
They
Jason,
you said something about absence. You know, they say absence makes the heart grow fonder, but when it comes
really, really,
saying
but when it comes down to our politicians, we know that that's not necessarily the case. We need our politicians to come out besides just on election, during the election cycle.
we need someone to stand up and have balls. That's what we need.
But hold on, if they trained you not to say anything, why would they come out?
Right, that's what I'm saying. So we
If,
need
if they
to.
could get paid every day and they could collect taxpayer money, and when there's an issue, they all silently hush up. When there's something going on, they don't care. Like they all silently hush up and click together. And then when you got a bunch of people standing outside the city hall or the education building, they all silently hush up until you just go away.
Well, see, my problem is it's our local our officials that should be standing out there with us.
Mm-hmm.
We should not be standing out there by ourselves. They supposed to be standing out there with us, and we're so used to this that it looks like the norm. This is not normal, people. This is not normal. If you go anywhere else in Baltimore County, Anne Arundel County, Montgomery County, they just called for the resignation of their superintendent of schools. Five city council people called for the resignation of their superintendent of schools.
County council.
Well, county council, yeah. County council just called for the resignation of their superintendent of schools because he don't do his job and he has been silent and hasn't said anything. Why can't we follow that blueprint? When is it going to be our turn?
because nobody cares enough.
We care enough.
That's why
the people have to stand up enough to care, because at the end of the day, the politicians are only going to do what the people allow them to do. If we allow them to get into office and they are Susie come lately, and come in and pacify us, in some cases do soapbox politics. And soapbox politics, for those who may not understand it, is you only come and present a position or a platform during election time. After the election is over, you never hear from them. Many of the promises and policies that they presented to the community never get followed out or carried out. And the ones who end up suffering the most are the people that should have been greatest served. We have to stop allowing politicians to come in soapbox, get on this soapbox, tell us all this great things that they're going to do for us, but then never follow through. And then we elect them again. It is the definition of Stockholm syndrome, if I've ever seen,
Yep.
because we are in love with many cases our own
No
oppressor.
abusive. Yep.
Oh,
Absolutely.
this is what I meant to say earlier. We was riding down. Me and Little Ron was coming back from his job interview. This is just crazy. And he looked at the sign. Was like, "Wow, somebody missing." I said, "That's Brandon Scott. That's our mayor." He was like, "That's our mayor." I said, "You don't know who the mayor?" He was like, "I never knew who the mayor was." That's how disconnected our younger generation is from politics. We do not, and I'm explaining it again. We do not have to follow politics nor politicians. I don't know where this narrative came from. Politicians came in after peopletitions were pushed out.
Mm-hmm. Now what we got to do?
Right. No, there was no one that sat in City Hall all day long. I need people to do their research. There was no one that sat in City Hall all day long. It's a part-time job. They still went on to a full-time job, which was doctors, lawyers, teachers, Susie Homemaker, the bakery down the street. This was our city council, and this was our mayors. Now all of a sudden, this word politician come in, and if anybody look up
Career politicians,
right,
career
Jason, I need
politicians.
you to look up the word politician and give people the definition of a politician real quick, because I don't think that people understand what they're following. And the most disrespectful part is for you to get in office and for you to say something like, "Oh well, they didn't vote, so they don't matter."
But that's the thing about truly, if you're going to exemplify the office, you have to be willing to serve those who are enfranchised and who are enriched, just as well as those who are disenfranchised and who are not enriched.
Right, but that's why I said, Jason, that's why I said that, we need to remove certain things from politics. And that Democrat and Republican thing needs to be removed from politics, because you're telling me that you're not going to serve people because they didn't vote for you.
It needs to be a limited seat. It needs to be a limited time frame and seat. They don't need to be in there until they 80, 90 years old. Like, I can hardly understand some of these power.
Well, that's in the house of
I'm talking about the whole thing. Like, they need to redo all of that.
And see, I've always had this argument about that. And again, folks, we'd like you to chime in if you'd like. You can join us live. Either you could post your comments, questions on either the YouTube chat as well as the Facebook chat, or if you want to, we'd love to see your lovely, beautiful black faces, or even some of our white brothers and sisters' faces. We definitely encourage that everyone, Lottie Dottie and everybody from our community jumps on. And let's have a real dialogue about this, because, I've always argued that I have an issue with term limits. When you have someone, like someone like a Yolanda Pulley, if she got into office, and if the community would allow her to go in and do the work that needs to be done for the people, I think that she would. But I think she would be mayor for life, and I would want somebody like a Yolanda Pulley until she decides not to hold the seat anymore, because she's going to exemplify the highest standard of that office. To me, I think that
I would groom somebody to take that seat. I wouldn't sit there forever, because our position is to fix and move on, not to stay stagnated or seated in a position because they feel like it's a position of power. That's not what it's supposed to be. Give me my run, let me fix my city, and then we go on to something else. We run for governor, and then we run for House of Representatives, then we run for president. That's how it's supposed to go. But I need my people to understand. Did you look up the word politician yet?
Yeah, so I'm going to share that right now. So politician, which is a noun, it is a person who is professionally involved in politics, especially as a holder of or a candidate for an elected office. And the actual example that they give is a local politician. So they look at it at a local, the example would be a local politician. What's interesting is that Yolanda truly has coined the phrase peopletition. And when you do a Google search, besides her name coming up, there is no definition or true representation of peopletition, which should be defined, because that should be really what the office or the position of most elected positions should be. You should be a peopletition before you are a politician. And we don't see that from many of our elected officials, unfortunately.
A peopletition is a person who put people over politics. Um, a peopletition is someone that fights for the people, not fight against the people. A peopletition is the one that bring economic development and things that's homegrown back into our communities, because we know what struggles affect our community because we in them every day. We live in them. That's a peopletition. In order to understand the people, you have to be one of the people. That's a peopletition. I don't care about politics. I don't care about policy. I don't care about none of that. Leave that up to the upper level. I care about the people of Baltimore City. I care about people dying and being hungry out in the streets and homeless. That's what I care about. That's what a peopletition do. We care about those things. We care about our education system. We care about people failing and passing children, which that is just by far the craziest thing I ever seen and heard in my life. You want to fail some on purpose and you want to pass some on purpose. I don't get it. I don't understand the whole logic behind passing students that passing people that don't need to be passed and then holding people back that deserve to be passed. Like
But
that is by far
that's
the weirdest
unfortunately
thing.
because the system is broken from the top to the bottom. It's
Donna said add
broken.
her in, she's backstage.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that she had left. I'm sorry. Um,
Wow, y'all
but
didn't know all that time I wasn't here.
I mean, we thought you kind of like took a time out or something, to
No, I
fix
hit the
yourself
back by
up,
mistake
or
and it bounced me. No, it bounced me out, and I've just been
oh,
sitting here, and I'm just sitting. I couldn't figure out how to send y'all a message. I sent Jordan a message like y'all really did not think I was here.
help us, family, help us. But Donna, we were just talking. We were just talking again. I
The
think in some
definition
cases,
between a peopletition and a politician.
right, and I
I
think in
heard
some
everything.
cases,
Y'all just didn't see me. I heard y'all. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay.
no, I think in some cases I'd like to write Oxford or write Webster, and get that added, to their dictionary, because again, this is really truly a phrase that Yolanda has coined, um, and she really exemplifies in reference to how she wants to represent the people in office.
But I want everybody. I want people that's running, that's consider themselves not politicians. I want them to be peopletitions. Please don't put politics behind your name. Um, Jordan isn't stream live only.
I know. I don't know. It's a audio only.
I mean, yeah, Jordan is on.
I guess. Welcome, Jordan.
Where Jordan at?
I don't know. There he is. Hey,
Wow.
Jordan.
Jordan, you want to join in the conversation? How do you
Oh,
feel about? How do you feel about no? You being a 17-year-old male. How do you feel about politicians? Do you know who your local politicians are?
First of all, introduce this young man. Most
Oh, go
folks
ahead.
of the world do not know this fine young man.
He is people empowered by the struggle. Is Jason, give him the grandstand introduction.
Listen, he is so goofy right now. He's killing me.
Jason, you got to give him his introduction.
He'll stop laughing, bro.
Donna, y'all want to introduce Jordan?
Yolanda really has some great men in her life. Besides me, no, brush my shoulders. Some great men in her life. Look, no, but she has some great men in her life, and one of them happens to be her youngest son, Jordan Jones, who, I mean, just to me, um, his level of moral compass is so high. Um, uh, he would help those who need help the most. He's definitely a servant of the community, a servant of the people. He is definitely somebody of much sacrifice. Without further ado, one of our strong young leaders of people empowered by the struggle, and the son of Mayor of Baltimore, the future Mayor of Baltimore City, Jordan Jones.
Say hello, Jordan.
Say something.
Besides showing them teeth of yours.
Oh, y'all can't hear me. Hi.
Yeah, we can hear you. There you go.
I had to take myself off mute.
Yeah, son.
Jordan. Okay.
So you get it.
Technical difficulties.
Can y'all hear me?
Bear with him. This is his first time on. Jordan, how do you feel about, or do you know about local politicians?
Brandon Scott. Is he missing?
No.
I've been seeing it everywhere.
No, he's not missing. He's just.
Do you think he's missing? Have you seen him?
Not literally.
I've seen him at graduations. That's it.
So we know he's not missing. He just where he wants to be.
Right, not missing in the aspect of a missing person. They're saying that he's missing from communities. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if you had to do your definition of politics, what would it be? We only have an hour, Jordan, so
not even.
Well, we only have 10 minutes left.
I can't even see what you're saying, Stevie.
No, I think he's.
I'm stuck. This isn't great.
So, do you think that there should be politicians or people-ticians?
People-ticians. I feel like politicians, they just want the money and attention. I feel like people-ticians, people-ticians like y'all don't want the recognition, but y'all do a lot in the streets.
Thank you, son. Thank you.
Huh?
But see, you understand it because you're out here with us. And you see what we go through with people empowered by the struggle and how they feel like they're being ignored from their local politicians, and then they come to the people's titian. So that's the difference between.
And then I feel like politicians, they sometimes like steal ideas from people titian, like the whole.
They absolutely do that.
The whole what's that what's that? The whole
Oh, I'm back. I'm sorry, y'all. Excuse me. I was looking down because I was messaging you because it bounced me backstage again. So I was messaging you.
We was looking at you the whole time.
I think it's either the situation with the school thing or the killing.
Do you feel like Baltimore City Schools is doing a good job?
No shade, no.
No, it's no shade. It's what you.
Oh, it's shade.
It's not shade from us. We're not giving shade.
It's a tree.
We're gonna have a comedy show next week, I swear. Do you feel like all this money that's being put in education, do you feel like it's beneficial to you at all?
I didn't even know it was money being put in.
So, Jordan, let me ask you a question. So, okay, so we put a number on it. And do you think that they're giving you almost $16,000 worth of education a year?
God, no. God, no.
If you had to put a number on it, how much education you think they're giving you?
From like, I say 100 to 500.
I think you're right spot on. I think the rest of that money go in their pocket.
Right. Let me tell you.
I like the way you think, young man.
Yeah,
we gotta have you on more often.
Yeah, the thing is,
let me tell you what the school budget is.
Correct
Baltimore City, wait a minute,
thing.
Deron. Baltimore City schools get $1.62 billion a year to educate y'all. Do you see that?
No, no.
Do you feel like do you feel like they're putting enough money into, and no, they're putting enough money into you. So because of the theft and everything, 'cause they're gonna get down to the bottom of that. But because of all of that, like the amount of money that they actually allocate that they're giving the children or should be giving the children, that's more than enough. Because how much money was they giving when we was coming up?
But
And at that time, them books was beat up and shredded. Then, like I've seen some of these books, like So unless I mean, yeah, they did upgrade because they got computers and stuff. Like we was a little old school. Sometimes had computers, but but all of
but
this money, and they're in the same buildings that don't have heat and clean running water. And like, what did they upgrade to be upgrading them with money? I'm just real confused. So we have the students that's complaining, the parents that's complaining, everybody complaining, but the ones that's in charge.
I think the issue is like between like different generations is like take your generation for example, and even like some in my generation. Um, if you wanted to learn more on the topic, you did your own research. You get what I'm saying? Like, so nowadays that's not the case. You can just Google it, whatever you want. You can Google test answers, you can Google whatever. You get what I'm saying? But Googling isn't doing the necessary research or the further research. And that's where, like my grades were like crazy. My grades was, but that was only because I wanted to know more. You get what I'm saying? Like when it came at what class did we have? US history. I wanted to know the black story. So I went and did the backstory for the black story. And then
Mm.
I to the teacher and he was like, that's what education is. He said, I can only go by, what's in his textbook. But you have to do the further research. It's your job. It's not the teacher's job to give the students the further research. The students gotta want to know more.
That's a
And
whole
see,
that's a whole show.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, when we talk about education, we're gonna bring you back on. I need you to do some research for me on, how education affects you in Baltimore City. Do you feel like they should be pouring more into our students like you, into our schools? Do you feel like um do you
Where are
feel
they
like they're
missing the
doing enough
mark?
with right? Do you feel like they're doing enough for the with the money that's being allocated, like 16 over 16,000 per student? That money should be able to follow the child. If I don't want my child in Baltimore City schools, I should
Mm-hmm.
not be penalized because
Right.
I don't want my child into a piss poor education.
You
That's
should
why
be
you
able to take that money and allocate it towards a private school of your choice.
yeah, but the problem with that's gonna be you'll have a lot of parents snatching their kids out of school just to spend that money on fashion
No, they
over.
would have to be. They would have
No,
to.
to the
It
private
only
school,
can
so that
go
money
to
will go
education,
there.
Uh,
right? It only can go to education, books,
Yeah, no,
learning
Devon, not
material.
that. If they want to snatch their kids out and teach them themselves, I mean, no. If they're homeschooled, I feel like that money needs to go to that home.
Yeah, I
I mean,
should not. I should not pay because I don't want my child in Baltimore City schools. If I want to pay a tutor to come in and tutor my child, then that's what I should be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
Yep.
don't know what the hell that stuff is Jordan be bringing home. I'd be like, what the hell is this? I be
that's gonna create a whole different issue.
no, it's not. It teaches parents how to be responsible.
I mean, yeah, but you got when the tutors getting paid more than the teachers,
That's
it's
on
gonna
that's on them.
You hear me, Yolanda? You see me, Yolanda?
all of
Yes.
the teachers want to be
Contact.
teachers.
Yep. Okay. It's about time. Our children are not getting what they deserve exactly. Our children are not getting what they deserve. Thank you, Trina, for your comment. Jason, is there something you want to say or do?
No, I mean, other than the fact that I know for a fact that they're not teaching the basics like civics in school anymore. And the reason why our younger generation is so disconnected from politics is because we don't teach it anymore. We
Donna,
don't
you remember
instill it
we was in
anymore.
school, we had to learn the local branches of government. We had to know who our local officials was. We had to know who the mayor was, which was Donald Schaefer at the time.
Well, Yolanda, guess where it started? It started on Saturday on the cartoons, How to Make a Bill. We need to start that back up.
I'm
Ooh,
just
I
a
love that.
bill,
Oh, I
just
love
an
that.
Only
ordinary
a
bill,
bill
Jason, did
on
you get what I sent
Capitol
and
you?
I'm
Hill.
still hitting here on Capitol Hill.
Did you get what I sent you?
Hmm.
Did you get what I
Oh, okay.
sent you?
No, I'm okay. I see it. Go ahead and close us out real quick, everybody.
Okay, we want to thank you for joining Frontline News. Information is power, and we need to start empowering each other. We need to start empowering our children. We need to teach them that they are bigger than their worst, and they can run for these local seats. We need them. We need to groom them to run for these seats, because we cannot keep letting people who don't understand us dictate our livelihood, take our rights away, and tell us how to vote and this, that, and the third. It cannot be the norm. We need to do something different.
And
We need
also
to push
police
different.
us. Also
Yes.
police us. Like we gotta make a lot of changes in our community.
Donna, go ahead.
So yeah, I just actually wanna say again, happy early birthday, Jason. Happy early birthday to all the
Oh,
Geminis out there, including my late husband.
oh,
Happy birthday, Big Boo. Happy Father's Day to all you, the Jason, Devon, Little Ron, Darius, all the fathers out here, Papa, Rondell, we like all the fathers
Joe,
out here.
you're
I'm
not a
so sorry.
father.
Sorry, like all the fathers, godfathers, like stepfathers, all of you guys. We just want to give love and say thanks for everything you do. Oh,
and we're gonna leave out on this track from Duran again, like father, like son. To me, probably one of the hardest tracks that I've heard in a long time. I work with a lot of independent artists in Baltimore, but like I said, it's probably one of the hardest tracks that I've seen
All
in a
right, go
long
ahead,
time.
Jason. We gotta go.
I had to fast forward it though.
Can everyone hear?
Yep.
yeah.
God, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get through college without him. I'm gonna get a great job without him. I'm gonna marry me a beautiful honey, and I'm having me a whole bunch of kids. I'm gonna be a better father than he ever was. And I sure as hell won't leave him for that, because ain't a damn thing he could ever teach me about how to love my kids.
Where were you on lonely nights and when my world was cold as ice? Every day I had to fight my God, you should have hold it right. How can you look in the mirror? How can you live with yourself? Knowing that I became a man without your help. I know that forgiveness is my burden, so forever I'll be hurting. I hope you're hurting more than me. And tell me, was your actions worth it? Yes, you are my father. What I needed was a dad. You ain't had to have $1 million, just be there when I asked. What I needed was a figure to teach me right from wrong, and a little bit of discipline can never hurt no one. It's a shame I had to look to others to fill and do your job. Stepfathers, they came and left. Mom said to play your part. 20 plus with a clean record in the hood. What's the odds? And kept a stable mental after run-ins with the law. Some ask me how I do it, and I say this is a sum up. I just became the man I needed when I was younger. Dang.
He wasn't there to teach me how to shoot my first basket, but I learned, didn't I? Hey, I got pretty damn good at it too, didn't I, Uncle Bill? Got through my first day without him, right? I learned how to drive, I learned how to shave, I learned how to fight without him. I had 14 great birthdays without him. He never even sent me a damn card. I ain't need him then and I don't need him now.
Looking back at pictures with you and a man, what happened? It's like when I turned a certain age, you left without no answers. Because I had long hair, your mom's called me a hoodlum. Now how the fuck is that? All my life a straight A student. QT is all I yearned. I don't need you is what I learned. Usher tracks and let them burn. Nothing like you when it's my turn. Then you went and made another kid. He had someone to comfort him. He don't need your shit, he don't need you button in. I don't wanna hear no damn excuses. You had contacts but didn't use them. I hope it's eating at your conscience. And you sitting looking stupid. What kid don't want want their father, who don't want them in relationships with ones that they're a part of. Now I'm a monster, all because you don't do what you should. But I really want to thank you, I captivated off your fuck up. I think I turned out pretty good. Look, I got a question. Because I look similar to your father, is that the reason for your absence and no attachment? Tell me what's the reason for your actions. Tell me why you up and disappeared just like Atlantis. We are not the same, cause when I get in situationships, I'm a man, I'm going down with my ship just like the motherfucking captain. I didn't ask to be here in this world without a daddy. So now a nigga here, so I'm just taking full advantage. So when I had some little me's known up with responsibility, like father, like son, man, I can never be. Never be like you, nigga. Look at my daughter's face every day. Just think, how the hell can a man not want to be a part of something that he created? It's sick, man.